Alright guys, Tom here and welcome to a new video. Can we get 100 likes on this video? This is episode 3 of my Q&A series. So far episode 1 and 2 have done really well. Everybody's going down in the comment section asking more questions for the next episode, and in today's episode I've got 3 more questions to answer from subscribers. And if you want to ask a question for next episode, episode 4, the only thing you have to do is comment on this video with a question about WWE. Now the first question comes from Triple H67 and he says, what WWE moment gave you the biggest reaction? Now I'm gonna give you 3 ones and then I'm gonna give you my number 1. Now the 3 are CM Punk Money in the Bank 2011. That was a huge moment. Who thought CM Punk was winning over John Cena? Who thought CM Punk was going to go over John Cena, the top guy, the top babyface? CM Punk coming out of nowhere, cutting all those amazing promos. It was in Chicago. It was an amazing atmosphere, a great match. The build, the storyline was absolutely incredible. Probably the best storyline of the PG era. And that was an incredible moment to see CM Punk wave goodbye to Vince McMahon and walk out within the Chicago crowd with the title. Amazing feeling, a great moment. Another great moment was Brock Lesnar returning the night after WrestleMania 28 after 9 years, having a kind of successful career in the UFC and then coming back to the WWE and having an amazing run that we're still witnessing right now. It was a huge moment in Miami. The crowd popped mental. It was awesome, and it was just that moment that we wanted to witness for 9 years. We waited so long and it finally happened. It felt so good. But the number 1 moment for me was the streak ending. That got the biggest reaction from me. I mean, couldn't believe it after days of it happening. Nobody, especially me, never thought the streak was ending. And when Brock Lesnar did it, I was like, wow. First reaction was, it's just gone. I mean, 21 years is a hell of a long time. I'm not even 21, I'm 17. It's older than me, and it's just gone like that in 3 seconds. Like 3 seconds. It's that basically the whole WrestleMania weekend. One of the big things about the WrestleMania weekend is the streak and who's going to go for the streak. And now it doesn't even exist anymore. It took me about a week to get over the fact that Brock Lesnar ended the streak. Also, I'm a huge Brock Lesnar fan, so that was a great moment for me. My guy defeating the streak, but I never thought it was going to end. I thought it could have ended with Shawn Michaels or Triple H at WrestleMania 28 possibly. But I never thought Brock was going to do it. It wasn't booked. The story wasn't booked to go down that way. It wasn't set up for the streak to end at WrestleMania 30 this year. It just didn't feel like the right moment. So I was so shocked. That certainly got the biggest reaction from me. I was just sat there. I was like, wow. And that just killed the whole of the Mania for me. I mean, not kill, but yeah, it really sucked the light. I was like, wow, that definitely got the biggest reaction for me. Now the next question comes from Edge Gaming and he says, would you like to see a Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt feud in the near future? And that is a fantastic question and a great fantasy match. Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt feud, a top upcoming babyface and a top upcoming heel, 2 of maybe the greatest gimmicks in the WWE right now, 2 of probably the best mic workers so far that we've got at the moment. Possibly 2 of the greatest in-ring workers we've got. I mean, if you're going to pick the top 5 in-ring workers at the moment, Dean and Bray Wyatt would be both in there. It would just be amazing. Their gimmicks clash really well as well. I mean, they're both crazy, weird, and it'd just be an amazing feud. And I think the promos they'd cut would be amazing. The match would be great. I mean, it really would be a great match. I mean, Bray Wyatt's proved that he's gone up against all 3 members of the Shield and had a great match. He went up against Daniel Bryan, who's had a lot of a career in the indie scene, and did an amazing match against him against the Rumble. So there's no question that he'd do great against Ambrose as well, who's had a similar upbringing to Daniel Bryan. And also, Bray Wyatt's already gone up against Dean Ambrose at Elimination Chamber in that 3-on-3 match, and many other matches, and proven that he can have great matches with Dean Ambrose. And I think a pay-per-view feud between them would be incredible. The mic work, the in-ring work, the gimmicks, however they are. And I honestly think that maybe if you're going to pick the top 5 guys that you'd like to see succeed 10 years down the line, I'd say Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose would be right up there. I feel like their gimmicks could last a very long time, and I feel like that's a feud we really need to see. It would be great. The next question is also another good question as well, and it comes from Joel Davies, and he says, in your opinion, what has been the best pay-per-view and match of the year so far? Question mark, question mark. The first question is, what has been the best pay-per-view? And for me, without a doubt, we really haven't had many good pay-per-views this year. I mean, Extreme Rules was good, SummerSlam was good, but the one that really stands out for me is WrestleMania. It was the big 3-0, obviously 30 years of WrestleMania, it's a big landmark, but also you had some amazing storytelling on that card, and I think from start to finish, there really wasn't a dull moment. I felt for 5 hours, including the kickoff show, I wasn't bored. I felt like every match delivered very entertaining and amazing storytelling. It was just such a great pay-per-view from start to finish. It was awesome. I mean, you had a great tag team championship match with the Usos. You had Daniel Bryan defeating Triple H. I mean, the storytelling in that match was amazing. I mean, we waited maybe like 10 months to see the climax of that feud, and it all happened at WrestleMania. The crowd popped for Daniel Bryan with the yes chants, everything like that. It was immense. You had the Shield defeating Kane and the New Age Outlaws in quick succession. It was so fast, and it just felt so good to see it. The storytelling for Cesaro to pick up Big Show and put him over the top rope, just like Hulk Hogan did to Andre the Giant. And it was a pretty good Battle Royal, and it was in commemoration of Andre the Giant, and it was the first Andre the Giant Battle Royal. John Cena defeating Bray Wyatt in a great feud and an awesome, awesome match. That was a great match, and it was given so much time, and it was so entertaining. It was given, what, 25 minutes, and it was really, really good. Brock defeating Undertaker to defeat the Streak. What a high key moment. That was, I've just discussed it, amazing moment. The match wasn't so good, but the memory lasts forever. The Divas Championship match, even though the Brock Lesnar defeating the Streak sucked the life out of that match. I've watched that match a few times, the Divas Championship match, and it had all the Divas on the roster in there, giving them an opportunity to shine, and it was actually a really, really good match if you go back and watch it. And obviously the main event was one of the best matches of the year. Daniel Bryan defeating Randy Orton and Batista to finally become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The unified champion, a triple threat main event. The crowd going, yes, yes, yes. Him hugging Conor the Crusher at the end. Daniel Bryan finally defeating the Authority. He beat Triple H earlier in the night, then beat Triple H during the match. He comes back from injury and then wins and taps out Batista in the middle of the ring. A great moment. We waited so long for that. The storytelling up towards that feud was great. He earned the right to be in the main event earlier in the night. It was so good. WrestleMania 30 was great. Easily the best pay-per-view of the year. Match of the year so far, The Shield versus the Wyatt family, definitely. There's some good contenders like Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan at Royal Rumble. You've also got Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton and Batista at WrestleMania 30. There was a good match between Cena and Cesaro on a Monday Night Raw. I'm probably forgetting a lot of matches here. I honestly thought Brock versus Cena at SummerSlam was a really, really good match as well. Seth versus Dean at SummerSlam was a very good match as well. Evolution versus The Shield was a very, very good match as well. Both of their matches. Cena against Bray Wyatt at Payback. Wow, that match was so good. So there's quite a lot, but for me, the winner is The Shield versus the Wyatt family. It was given so much time. It went out into the crowd. You had, like, we wanted to see this match from when they first debuted. I mean, when the Wyatt family debuted, we had to see that match. And when we saw it, we were just blown away by how good it was. It was so good. Another match I'd add there would be the Usos against the Wyatts at Money in the Bank. That was great. It took me by surprise how good that match really was. But really, The Shield versus the Wyatt family, two of the biggest factions in years, probably since the Nexus. It was like, everybody in that match is great. They've got great in-ring work, and it was just a winner from start to finish. It was so good. The promos were good leading up to it. The build was great. The pacing was good. There were so many good spots. It spilt out into the crowd, and I never wanted it to finish. So that's my Q&A, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have in fact enjoyed that video. Take care. Spike your hair.